Early morning, three parents walked into the Nation Center seeking help on how they can be reunited with their children whom they saw on NTV last night. We offered to accompany them to Lower Kabete Children's Home, where the children were taken after their rescue in Mathare and Kayole. Agony, desperation and hope was written all over their faces as they waited for the magic moment. And finally, the long waited was over. The children were brought, and there was no doubt that blood will always be thicker than water. Joy filled the grounds as the parents embraced and kissed their long-lost children.
Nimefurahia sana sababu nimemwona hata sikuwa nakula. Nimefurahia sana.
Mimi nasikia furaha sana juu nimeona huyu mtoto wangu.
Nalala kabisa juu hata nilikuwa nafikiria ati huyu mtoto nitaitiwa kama ameaga ama pengine amechukuliwa na masetani.
Two children, Robert Mutuku and Dunda Mwanzia, were rescued in Kayole by the police officers and later handed over to the management of the children's home, while Daniel Njoroge was found in Mathare stranded with nowhere to go, and he was immediately brought to this children's center. Elizabeth, a Mukuru Kwa Njenga resident, says her son went missing 2 months ago. They were separated as they headed for Sunday worship. Her efforts to trace the son have been fruitless, having since reported the matter to several police stations. Morris Kirimu encountered a similar predicament on 31st March 2013. His 5-year-old son has accompanied his in-law to a church service. The child never came back. A Kiambu resident, Joseph Boro, has also tasted the pain of losing a child. His 5-year-old went missing after a visit to his nieces and nephews in Mathare back in March this year. The parents could not control their tears when they saw their children on NTV News last evening. The management of Lower Kabete Children's Home is, however, cautioning Kenyan parents to be more careful with their children. One can now dial 116 in case their children is missing.
I urge all the parents who have lost their children, they can be able to come and see whether their children are here, because most of the children sometimes come with different names. Like one child has come with Robert Morris, and yet he is Robert Mutuku. So in that case, it's good if parents and neighbors see their children, they can come and see whether their children are here physically because of the change of names.
With the children identified, the parents must now wait for a go-ahead from the courts before they can take their children, and that can only happen on Monday next week. Halima Gongo, NTV.